you have got President Trump speaking to the cabinet. And in that conversation, where he's actually holding a cabinet meeting, I mean, let's tune in to the president right here.
From last month, the biggest dip in, I believe, 3 years. Why is that your assessment? Why is that the case? And is there anything you can do?
I think that consumer confidence, if you look at confidence in the nation, it had the biggest increase in the history of the chart. It went up 42 points in a period of like days after the election, since the election. So since the election, the confidence in our nation, including right track, wrong track, the first time it's ever happened where we were on the right track, because this country has been on the wrong track for a long time. So the confidence in business, confidence in the country has reached an all-time high. We have never reached levels like we are right now. Okay.
You said, Mr. President, you've been very clear in saying that as long as you're president, Iran will never get a nuclear weapon.
That's true.
Is it also your policy that as long as you're president, China will never take Taiwan by force?
I never comment on that. I don't comment on anything because I don't want to ever put myself in that position. And if I said it, I certainly wouldn't be saying it to you. I'd be saying it to other people, maybe people around this table, and very specific people around this table. So I don't want to put myself in that position. But I can tell you what, I have a great relationship with President Xi. I've had a great relationship with him. We want them to come in and invest. I see so many things saying that we don't want China in this country. That's not right. We want them to invest in the United States. That's good. That's a lot of money coming in, and we'll invest in China. We'll do things with China. The relationship we'll have with China will be a very good one. I see all of these phony reports that we don't want their money. We don't want anything to do with them. That's wrong. We're going to have a good relationship with China, but they won't be able to take advantage of us. What they did to Biden was, he didn't know what was happening. He didn't know what he was doing.
Which is why he's having this cabinet meeting. Because the last cabinet meeting was run by Joe Biden. This brings me, and this wasn't my plan for starting the show, but I can only describe my outrage as visceral at this stage of the game. My outrage comes from Jake Tapper, who I consider a low human being. And I'll tell you why I consider him a low human being. Never mind the work that he has done in engaging in the progressive propaganda. He is a low human being because I was once on Fox News, and this was before Biden won the election, and it was about whether or not they would be shutting off the microphone so Trump couldn't interrupt Joe Biden. And I said, now I would agree inartfully, but without any malice, that we may not be able to hear Trump, but Biden will still be able to hear Trump. And what you're going to have is Trump interrupting Biden. Is this what Democrats want? A bumbling, stumbling Joe Biden? Is that really what it is that they want? And I believe I said a stammering, stuttering Joe Biden. You made fun of Joe Biden's stutter. I never made fun of anybody's stutter to the extent that Joe Biden never really had a stutter in his adult life. Well, media matters. These people who are just hell-bent on the destruction of any conservative they can find do a story on it, and next thing you know, there I am with like 20,000 tweets of people calling me names left and right. The best was, how dare you insult someone for a stutter? You're fat and you have beaver teeth. That's what I was told. Fat and beaver teeth. It was a glorious, glorious one too. It was at that moment I learned to, not pay attention to social media. Like nothing about social media ever bothered me ever again. Ever. I was like, oh, this is the worst they can do. One of the people who piled on was Jake Tapper, who wrote a post that basically said, I opened up Twitter to see what was happening. Then I saw this guy said this, and I immediately turned off Twitter. He never looked at the video. He never looked to say, wait a second, that may not have been the smoothest way to say it, but my God, like I'll even concede that, but I didn't insult anybody because I just didn't. And I've said so since the beginning. I've meant so since the beginning. I have never, ever done it. And I have very personal reasons for doing so that have nothing to do with any other part of the conversation. Jake Tapper decided he would get a couple of likes by piling on a guy he didn't know for something he didn't do. I think Jake Tapper is a lowlife. Jake Tapper is now writing a book. This book is called Original Sin. I cannot make this up. Original Sin. President Biden's decline, its cover-up, and his disastrous choice to run again. Jake Tapper, you are amongst the people who covered it up. You're the ones who said we couldn't talk about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. You're the ones who didn't report on it. You're the ones who didn't say anything. Now you're going to write a book talking about how other people didn't do their job? Screw you. I don't know how long it'll take me to write a book in response. This book is out, I don't know, is it in May or March? Like, can I write a book in less than 30 days that basically says, screw you, Jake Tapper? I was thinking of calling it Bull Tap. We have it on record so many times. We're on this just one subject. The media was aggressive in never admitting what was wrong with Joe Biden. And they still, in some cases, won't. This is what they do. Obscene. And that guy couldn't run a cabinet meeting. What Trump is showing everybody is that he can. He can run a cabinet meeting. He is fully aware of what's going on. He is in control. Yeah. It's a whole different thing now, for sure. Keep it here. I'm Tony Katz. It's Tony Katz today.
There will be full accountability.
I don't see big promotions in that group. And I think